All right. Hello, everyone. So today I'm gonna explore intervals in C sharp major. I'm just gonna give short updates. I added a lot of hotkeys in Unison Editor, and yeah, I think that it will positively affect the speed of typing, and it just in general will add nice user experience overall. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes, and yeah. So let's start, I guess. So let me just close this thing because it's local environment. Yeah, I need to log in to my account. Oops. All right. So last time we did F sharp major, and I think we are ready for C sharp. So intervals in C sharp major. All right, so what should we do here? First of all, we need to update the. So I'm gonna, as always, base the new key or new scale on previous one because it just speeds up everything. And yeah, we go to for C sharp major for each line, and yeah, we'll go from C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, 5, I guess. C, D, F, G, A, B, C, 5. All right, so so although it's as you can see, it includes every possible key for each node name. Although it complicates everything in general sense, but I think it simplifies in terms of how we build intervals because we just don't need to think. It's like building for C major, right? Anything like we don't need to remember where we should differentiate different behaviors. Here it will be pretty much the same for all the node names. So that's kind of that's kind of makes life easier today. So so I would start with bottom voice where I will just put C's everywhere. So yeah, not everywhere, but in bottom voices, I guess. So I'm not gonna like I'm just gonna modify or adjust rather not names and later I think we can adjust the keys as well. Okay. All right. So let's build unison. It will be C, then it goes for P4. It will be F, then it goes G, and finally C5. So if we render this thing, we can see that it's on. I mean, it's basically the same as for C major, of course, considering all the keys in the scale. So yeah. All right. So let's now build augmented and diminished intervals. So here will be C, F. Of course, it will be F double sharp, F natural. Then it goes G double sharp, G natural. Then it goes C5 double sharp and C5 natural. So let's render this thing. So when we rendering unisons, for example, we need to emphasize the fact that by default, of course, one of the C's is sharp, and second C goes with the double sharp. Then it goes like we still C sharp with C natural, and then C sharp with F double sharp. Just, I like to explicitly put it here because I understand that different voices, like keys work according to certain voices where they first were explicitly established, but still it's just nice to have this thing when you emphasize the fact that from now on everything goes as usual. So we are using C sharp, and since by default every note goes with sharp, we are just adding extra half step, which allows us to emphasize the fact that now we make them double sharp, or attach to them double sharps. But of course you might think that, well, if this C double sharp, why we just don't use D, for example, right? Well, if we do this, then it kind of ruins the consistency, I think. This is why it usually goes with the double sharp, although of course technically we can also put here simply D note. So yeah, this is how it goes, but I think it makes life easier in terms of how we understand the rules of building intervals. So yeah, I mean, of course, in different scales. So okay, so we have built right now augmented and diminished intervals for perfect intervals, and now let's go for major seconds, which would be D, then it goes D natural because we need to step down 4.5 step, and then it goes major third, which is E, the same E natural. Then we need to count to the sixth. It's quite easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is A. And seventh, it goes like B. So yeah, all right. So this is how it goes, and now we just need to do the same for every note. Sorry, here it will be E, of course. Then it goes A, then B, and B. Okay, so that's basically it for C major and for so-called, I don't know, I call them C intervals because we are building based on C note. And of course, let's continue building for other notes as well. So I haven't added hotkey, and I'm not quite sure that I need one, but maybe I need one to, to create in more quicker way new page. But again, I think it's all right because I can just click add new page and it automatically opens up the editor. And also let me show one trick. If I press Command, if you are also on Mac operating system, you just need to press Command Shift and left and right keys. Also, you can use up arrow or down arrow keys, and then you just need to press Enter, and this thing opens up. Also, I mean, this page is empty, but we can also move quickly between pages by using hotkeys, which is quite neat. So yeah, those are updates for those updates that I made yesterday. All right, so Okay, so now we're gonna build the intervals. Here we go. So I'm just gonna update everything. Okay, now what should we do now? So we just gonna update all other nodes. So in order to build Unison, of course, it will be D, then goes G, A, and D5. Okay, D natural, G, A natural, D5. Yeah, I mean, it's extremely easy in this case. Then goes for major and minor, it's E natural, then it goes F natural, B natural, and C natural. I think it will be C5 rather, yeah. I guess so, yeah. Okay, now E, F, B, C5, C5. So yeah, it was quite easy. Let me just check that I haven't messed up anywhere, as usual. Yeah, I guess it's all right. All right, so, and of course I messed up because this is something I should have put, but anyways, I think we can revert all the changes. Yeah. Okay, yeah. All right, so let me just save changes just in case. By the way, I also added a description here, so you can check them out. So they're of course flexible, like those instructions for people who are using macOS. But if you're on regular PC or let's say on Linux distributed systems, you can of course also use similar hotkeys, but only with control instead of command keys. So I think it's quite straightforward and nothing out of ordinary for in terms of user experience, let's say. So yeah, let me copy this thing and let's go to the page number 3, which will be E intervals. So I'm gonna delete this one. I'm gonna add E5. So okay, let me just update bottom voices, I would say. So yeah. Okay, so let's go here, E, A, B5, and E5, I guess. Yeah. Now, E5, sorry, not E5, but E, A, B5, B5, E5, E5. As you can see, everything else I'm just leaving as it is because like there is no difference, right? Because all the node names are sharpened in this scale. So yeah. All right. So here we go. F, G, then it goes C5, C5, and finally D5 and D5. The same here. F, F, G, G, C5, C5, D5, D5. So yeah, the only thing I messed up is this one, because it should be just B. Yeah, the same here. Yeah, now it seems alright. Okay, so okay. C major, F intervals. And here we go, F. Right, so F, B, C5, F5. And let's update, as usual, bottom voice. By the way, usually I just, generally I like routine work, but in order to, of course, there are text editors and etc. which allows, which allow you to, kind of update certain things in a more elegant way. But in this case, I think it's just it's hard to predict those techniques. But in general, when you do routine work, you're just trying to find mechanics which you can do without any distractions. So for example, I know that bottom voices, I just need to update one note to another one, right? So I don't go from the top to the bottom replacing everything that needs to be adjusted. I just replace those things that, first things first, let's update bottom voices because it's the same muscle action, right? All I do is just Command V, arrow down, Command V, arrow down. So it will be much faster for me to accomplish this routine task. And then I just can update easily upper voices as well. So yeah, those kind of tricks help me a lot. Not only, of course, in writing for like specifically these scores, but just in general in programming or just in general where I do routine writing tasks. So anyways, so let me just check one thing. Okay, so let's update those. C5, C5, F5, sorry, F5, F5. Then it goes G, G natural, A, D5, D5, E5, and E5. Okay, G, A, D5, D5, and E5, E5. All right. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so now let's go and create G intervals, I guess. Okay, first of all, let's not forget this one, G5. Now, G, c5, d5, and g5. G, c5, c5, g5, d5, g5, g5. Okay, so A, B, E5, E5, F5, F5 natural. The same goes, I guess, here. A, B, E, and G. Sorry, F. Okay. All right. Okay, so this was G. Okay, that was G, and now let's go to the A. Of course, don't be A5. Now let's update. Okay. Okay, so okay, so A, D5, E5, and finally A5. A, D, E, A. Yeah. B, C5, G5, G5. Okay, B, C5, D5, and G5, and G5. All right. Okay. So finally, we should add. Let me just save it just in case. So it will be C# major B intervals. Okay, let's go. A5, B5. All right, let's update everything to the B. Okay, now B, C5, D5. Yeah. Okay, B, E, F, and B. B, E, F, B. C5, C5, G5, D5. E5, finally A6, okay, C5, G5, E5, and A6. No, sorry, A5, because yeah, for some reason I thought that it's G and fifth octave, but of course it doesn't. So So it will be a5 and a5. Okay, yeah. Okay, so it seems like it's about right. Okay. Okay. Let's start listening. Wow, yeah, it's something. Okay, so okay. Okie dokie. So I guess it's what comes to C sharp major. Let me make this project shareable. Okay, so yeah, I have some certain ideas. What should I do next? Of course, I should explore other scales and whatnot, and of course, I also need to consider minor scales. And after, I'm not quite sure, but I need to come up with design of new application for e-training, and which will be based on intervals solely. I mean, at least for the start. And I'm not quite yet sure what's the simplest version of this application should look like, but I need to create in a way that it would be effective, at least for me, to distinguish different intervals in different scales, and to train my senses. And yeah, hopefully it will be good progress, and a good foundation for further improvement in kind of like in what comes next in music theory, because there are a lot of stuff, of course, but intervals is already a huge portion of what I mean, it's a huge portion in terms of like basics that I think good to know. And also I think it's quite nice to have those scores for different intervals in different scales, but yeah, I think nonetheless it's quite entertaining, at least for me, an exercise. All right, anyways, so I think this is it for today. Tomorrow, let me check what should I do next. So yeah, tomorrow I think we'll discuss F major, which got just B flat, and yeah, we'll go from there, I suppose, and we'll see how different it will sound, but yeah, it's quite exciting. We'll see. So I guess that's about it for today. I think it's regardless, it's quite good progress. So yeah, I wish I could stream more, and I think hopefully there will be opportunities, maybe even tomorrow, although I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I'm not gonna make empty promises, but yeah, of course, it would be great to stream a lot more. But it's better to do a little every day. So yeah, that's about it.